BM going down at the start of the game. We'll recap for you guys in a moment, but welcome to the legacy of the OlimoLeague, the Lotto. You're playing the Lotto, guys. In the bottom right corner of the map for the finals, it's going to be the blue Terran player Miso.
In the top left, as the red Terran, it's Ryung.
So you'll notice OlimoLeague advertising here. Miso is looking for a team, but yo, I'm looking for a team! Exclamation mark! Exclamation mark! Ryung just says no. I hate you. I mean, I guess they must know each other outside of the game, but a little bit of back and forth, and OlimoLeague just basically puts her foot down. For those of you who are unaware, not only does she create the OlimoLeague, she's the manager, player manager for Axiom. So basically telling Ryung to simmer down. Actually, that's kind of the thing I love. I know a lot of teams are kind of close, and they've got that fun thing going with whatever being friends, but Axiom really does seem like it has like the most fun atmosphere. Like from manager to players, to like the players' interactions with one another. I mean, I always just think immediately to Ryung on the ice bucket challenge, just throwing the bucket on Crank's head after dumping all the ice water on him.
Well, clearly that's their problem. They need to be, strict Casper rules. Okay, no fun allowed.
Go to Axiom jail, right?
Yeah. It's like a corner with like a bucket on their head.
It's just like a corner where it's just got like a really bad PC. Like you have to play on the worst FPS computer ever.
It's like from Brood War they play with, they want to.
Everyone gets chicken, that person gets like tofu for dinner. Like, oh, life would suck. Now, last week, or well, I guess a little more than a week, we've had time disparities here. Last time we played the Legacy of the OlimoLeague, though, in the very first one, it came down to a TBT as well, except it was Kelazur versus Miso. This time around, it's Miso once again trying to defend his title against Ryung. So Ryung, weirdly enough, kind of the interloper in this set. But there is a very big difference between these two in two very dynamic ways. Ryung has certainly had a little bit more, I'd say, success with StarCraft 2 Heart of the Swarm than Miso has. I mean, I love Miso to death, and of course, he was on KT, but it was really hurt on Miso prior to recently, right? Opposed to Ryung, who's had some mediocre success, but it's Miso who's been all around the beta. He's had success in the beta, and he's more accustomed to tactics. He's seen what MMA could do to him, maybe adapts some of those moves and brings it out versus Ryung. I mean, who knows?
It's a bit of the old versus new here. Is Ryung most well known, I think, for his runs in Wings of Liberty, more than Heart of the Swarm, Imba.
Fair enough, yeah.
Yeah, putting him on the mark. But Miso, as you said, he was on KT, but never really made a mark for him on that team. He was let go. Suddenly making a big deal of himself, streaming, commentating, doing what the fans want. Actually having a pretty entertaining guy, but now he wants to start winning tournaments.
Ryung is, I guess, the only other Terran player than Yoda we've ever seen really go for scans so quick.
Yeah.
Is the music stuck? I think the in-game sound just broke.
I don't have any music.
I don't know if anyone else heard that, or maybe I'm going crazy, but it just like got hung up on like the same two notes. It's fixed now. But I was gonna say,
have any music. What the hell?
Control M, dog. I don't know. I was gonna say, Borsty made an awesome comic, by the way. All right, guys, what do we do to work on the next Legacy of the Void beta? Check it out. I retweeted it. It's on Twitter, guys. It's a great comic, though.
Well, you know what? Blizzard didn't want freaking music, anyways.
Yeah, I'll play my own Final Fantasy music with blackjack and hookers.
That's not black mages and. Okay, I don't be anything but hookers.
Black mages and bards.
Yeah, sure. Well, that's not going to be successful for Ryung, as Miso walling off entirely. It's a little interesting.
This would have been a great... I actually, I take that back. This wouldn't have even been that great even if there wasn't a wall. Like, let's say it was just a bunker with even a mediocre amount of Marines. The fact that there's 3 Cyclones pretty much stops that attack. Lockout went off for like a blip of a second, but that scan comes down and this Banshee is so screwed.
So that thing you retweeted, it's been a long time since I've seen that comic.
It's good though, I like it. Borsty hype.
Oh, okay, alright.
Well, 3rd CC on the way for Ryung. 3rd CC is already finished for Miso. I just kind of feel like Ryung's opener is a little bit weaker, and he's not really experienced with playing with Cyclones, much less in TVT. So what he's done here for an opener, it's classic Heart of the Swarm styles, and it's you can kind of bring up old versus new, and it's very much the case in many different ways. I really don't think Ryung's tactics will succeed. In fact, he still might not even be used to the new point defense drone change with the Raven.
Yeah, maybe not. Hellions, well, another one's probably going to go down. Yeah, there you go. Cyclone's pretty strong. Ryung trying to get some tanks out to deal with those is something else that's really effective against it. Even that Banshee, usually very effective in the defense. If that gets targeted, it's gonna go down. Oh well, I'm gonna waste the lock on. That's something.
It's just too much out of Miso, I think, though. I mean, he comes in here full force. The auto turret goes down immediately. Banshee getting picked off by the Vikings. The Cyclones, even when they don't have lock on up, their damage is still pretty hard. They hit for 18. It's nothing to be too shy about. There is a siege tank or two up, but this is already causing so much damage. Ryung is just in the gutter with workers. Yeah. Lock-ons on the CC and the refinery. It's actually, it'd be better to just auto-attack you know, whatever. Burns down the refinery. I'll take it. 29 SVs left on the map. 17 died through that attack. And Miso is on his own third very comfortably.
I mean, Ryung already in a very desperate situation. His army supply is decent enough, and maybe he could try and counterattack. I mean, Miso did it against MMA when MMA did all those cyclones, and it just barely worked out. Maybe Ryung had done that, but his timing is quickly slipping away. Miso feeling so confident, gets a 4th base. He's making too many minerals.
I really do wonder, though, if there's like a sense of pride here for Ryung. Like, you lose his first game in such a way, you kind of go like, oh, Cyclone's a cool unit. You say it out loud, and MMA walks over to say, oh, let me fill you on some infos. And he's like, no, I can do it myself. Shut up.
You dumb.
Yeah.
The first thing they learn in English.
Look at going back at the minimap, guys. Look at this. Like, if I'm not looking at this, if I'm over here in the corner, like, can you even tell what's moving out on the map here? Like, what is
only because the vision is like changing too, you know?
Right? I mean, it's. So here's the thing. I didn't even realize this. I thought it was just that it was more transparency. It wasn't until it was pointed out to me. Heart of the Storm actually also has outlines, like little black boxes around each of the little squares. So, I mean, I don't know if it's both or if it's one or the other. Like, maybe keeping it transparent but putting the boxes back would go a long way, or maybe the other way around. This is the most needless change to the game, and it just ruined it.
It ruined everything. You ruined it, Blizzard. Go home.
Yeah, screw you for making a cool game with a dynamic single player and amazing cinematics soon to come with what is a promising multiplayer. Screw you, because you ruined the minimap. Actually, that didn't come across as sarcastic as I intended it to be, and I don't feel that sarcastic.
Maybe there was a little bit of truth.
Yeah. Elliott's unloaded here towards the 3rd. He gets a couple of kills, but nothing really too outstanding. Miso mostly just ahead of workers, no longer for the kills early on, but more for, he's got that 4CC up. He's been producing a lot more efficiently longer. It's been hard for Ryung to really get in a spot economically in this game, and the fact that he's playing mech versus mech, where he's not going to be taking advantage of medevacs, and he's most likely not taking advantage of cyclones, means he's going to be playing a very difficult game.
Yeah. Now, Miso is still adding in cyclones with every single production round. Now, I'm not sure how it's really going to work out. I mean, we saw that the tanks can still be the best thing you can get, you know, as the game goes on. Early game kind of dominated by cyclones. Mid and late game, maybe he wants some more tanks. But he just has more army supply in general, even a medevac coming up here, so he could siege a tank and start dropping it. That being kind of cool.
Not even trying to boost. Ryung.
She accepted death.
Ryung, I love you, man. Stop this.
You, like, just pick up one tank and put it like in the middle of those tanks and rush in. That'd be so cool. That
would really be cool. But the Hellbats are going to soak a lot of the damage. The Blue Flame Hellies were really late to the party. That bonus damage for the Blue Flame was so necessary. This walks all over him. GG. Miso, I mean, so much damage was done so early. How do you really recover from that first cyclone attack, right? You're down